Good evening, Gabby.
Good evening, TC, and welcome all to our weekly podcast, Terry Curran's Curran View with the Isle of Hillsborough. Mr. Terry Curran, steady away, son. Kind of 2 weeks have you had? You've been out there in Whitby, ain't you?
Yes, I went away for a few days. Me and Janet thought we'd take a break and take a Kit Kat with us, so we had a good 4 days away.
Did you have any Yorkie bars? It's not for girls.
You can't do that in this day and age, you know that.
We can do anything we like on the Curran
Exactly.
View. We are
Because we
not
will not
controlled.
change.
No,
We
are
will
not
not change.
controlled. We will say what we like. It's our language. We're not offensive. We take the
Free
piss a
speech.
little bit. Absolutely. Yeah, 100% T. Magic moments, what have you sourced for us this week?
Well, you know, every week I listen to everyone speak about goals and this, that, and other. A majority of goals, ever since I've ever seen or played football, are scored by mistakes. And I looked at Villa's second goal and Simon Le Bon for Duran. Right?
Yeah.
All right. He plays the ball in to, is it McKenzie? His first touch weren't particularly good.
No, that's right,
But
yeah.
Duran's finish,
Yep.
Yes, it's a mistake, but the finish itself is a great goal, and it was a great fight back by Villa. They could have won it at death.
I thought Villa were
And I
equal
think
to.
that one now gives them the great opportunity to be playing Champions League football. Now, when I look at that, and yes, it's a magic moment for me, the rewarding teams by having 4 teams in this Champions League,
Yeah.
and they're taking away when I say failures, they're not failures because there's only one team can win the league. Whatever happens in the world, whatever league they're in, there's only one team can win the title on whatever league they're in. So the rewarding teams, these teams playing all season to finish third in their leagues.
Yep.
And they're not qualifying because it goes to a playoff. Whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, it's not fair working out all season to finish in the top 3 and then not qualify in some cases.
The big thing in football is that they've wanted the Super League for a long time, and the Champions League is the Super League through stealth, if you like. They want to move it on a step further. They've always wanted to. More wants more. The more money that there is, the more money that they will want and they will demand.
Let me tell you this. More wants more.
Yeah.
They're going to make it weaker next season, the Champions League.
Of course, the more
because they've added now some even weaker teams to it.
Of course they have, yeah. By adding more.
Why? Why has that happened? That's not. You can't just reward weak teams to play in the Champions League.
It's the same with the Euros.
Because you've only got to look at the Premier League in every league.
Yeah.
In Spain.
Yeah.
The top teams have the non-diplomed teams.
Yeah.
And probably I did mention it at some point where I didn't think VAR would survive. And now they're talking about VAR, the Premier League teams having a vote on it.
Yep, we certainly.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, we're certainly going to be talking about that a little bit later in the podcast, T. But going back to the Champions League, and there's 4, and you're right, the more teams that they have in a tournament or a league, whether that be the World Cup, the Euros, Copa America, Premier League, La Liga, the more teams you have in there, you're going to water it down because there's teams that aren't good enough to play at that level.
They shouldn't be in it.
No, absolutely. It's like the Premier League. There's going to be an argument in a few years' time that the Premier League should drop down to maybe 18 or 16 teams because the 3 that keep coming up are the 3 that keep going down, and they just keep yo-yoing. And that will be a conversation in a few years' time. But I would like Europe to go back to the European Cup, the Cup Winners' Cup, and the UEFA Cup. It isn't for one reason, money. They've been toying around with this Super League, and this is just phase 1 of the Super League, and they want more and more. And
do you think Man United want to qualify for Europe? What
Conference
about
League?
Europe? Not
No,
Champions League, Europe.
no.
You think Tottenham? I don't think they're interested in qualifying for it.
I think that some clubs are and some clubs aren't. I think that Tottenham, yes, will want to play in the Europa League. I think Manchester United would play in the Europa League. I'm not convinced that either would want to play in the Conference League. Same with Chelsea, because I think when you've been sitting in the Champions League and then the Europa League to play in the Conference League, it's a bit of a come down. For
Well,
Aston Villa, it was a come up, and for West Ham, it was a come up as well.
I would disagree. I think teams like West Ham need to win something, need to win trophies. I would disagree with you because, in my opinion, that not the Conference League, but the Europa League.
Yeah.
They played about 30 odd games in that competition.
Yeah.
Right, and the ones in the Champions League, they get knocked out, then they drop down to that.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Yeah.
You know. So it's sad. They keep talking about the playing too many games, and you think to yourself, teams years ago played on bad pitches, had less players, and got on with it.
Rodri didn't look tired, by the way, last night, did he?
Yeah, but you've only. I'll tell you what happens. This is gospel truth, and if any player talks the truth and not talks through the globalists, and what I mean by that, it's like anything them getting paid fortunes by these people to say what they want them to say. I'll tell you when you feel tired. You know, you're 2 or 3-0 down.
Yeah.
Your legs go. They do go. When your team goes, it looks disorganized. It looks disjointed. It's not that they're not trying. The other team are have more confidence. Majority of your team have lost confidence. Players have lost confidence, and they do look tired and disorganized and disjointed, and that's what happens.
Yeah.
It's not to do with tiredness.
Absolutely. Big Ron told me that. Tired. Let me tell you about being tired. You don't give them a chance to think that they're tired. It's a load of cobblers, and you're absolutely spot on too. But you know what the modern football player is. But again, going back to the amount of games, yes, they keep inventing these competitions. They keep making the competitions have more competitors. And at some stage, I mean, it's almost like trying to get 2 points
You're
in a
doing
pint
yourself
pot.
some harm by saying because they're not competitors. These teams, what's coming into these?
But that's what they're masquerading as. You're right.
Exactly.
They're not going to be on
tell
that
it as it
level.
is.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're making it a weaker competition.
Of course they will. Yeah, of course they will.
They're making it a weaker competition.
But again,
in fact, they're making it a pathetic competition.
Yeah. But again, Europe wants to have this Super League, and this is the way that they're going to go about it. They've been going about it for a long time, but you can't have two leagues in one season.
How are they going to attract? Well, they'll always attract sponsors because it's just a write-off for tax reasons.
100%.
So that's always going to happen now.
Yeah.
Right? But you tell me who's going to watch some of these European games next year? Some of these teams, what's in it?
Well, you will always
what I'm talking about from the TV point of view.
Yeah,
I'll guarantee you. I mean, you're right when you talk about they never give you how many really tickets to sell at the women's.
100%.
And this will be the same.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lies.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to have 6, I think it's 6, isn't it, NFL games in London soon. 100% we're going to be having Premier League games played stateside. And again, going back to what you were saying, they don't want the likes of Birmingham versus Sheffield Wednesday. They don't want teams like that. They want the big clubs.
The biggest one, they don't want the working class Birmingham City fans in the ground.
Of course they don't.
Right? And they don't want them. They don't want Sheffield Wednesday. They don't. All these clubs, even the elite clubs, even worse, really. They want that to sell that to a corporate. When I say a corporate, I'm talking elite corporates. Right? So the elites go to watch football, travel on the private planes, travel in the limousine. Right? And you'll be locked down in a 15-minute city.
Yep.
And the brain dead right? And the sheep are putting up with it.
Absolutely. I mean, they did it. Do you remember in the COVID years where they had all the European games? I think what was it, the quarters and the semi-finals, then the final in the one city because of the movement, etc. And they wanted to just have them and isolate everything because of the COVID virus. You know, that again, that's something that they will do going forward with all these European tournaments. Have it in a city.
Do you think they would want somebody like me? Because I wouldn't go along with what they're telling me.
No, of course they don't.
I'd tell the truth.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd tell the truth. COVID was man-made.
Yeah.
And it's been proven now that it was man-made. Right? Social distancing.
Yeah.
The biggest joke of all.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Are you telling me that a virus or a germ can't jump 6 foot? And people fell for it.
Yeah, 100%.
We all know.
Yeah.
I know somebody what worked in a dentist. And they know the masks are just put over the face when they're really doing serious things so they don't drop into people's mouths or cuts and things like that.
Yeah.
Right? Some of my friends said to me, why don't you put a mask on? I said, because I'm not as daft as you. And that's not being awkward, going against authorities.
Yeah.
That's the facts.
Absolutely.
It doesn't work.
Yeah.
It does not work.
No, see, you're 100% right. But
and what happened? What were people doing? They got mucky scarves on. Over the faces.
Yeah.
Right? All different types of stupid masks. Different types of masks. You know, fake masks.
But what it's proved, what COVID has proved, and what this modern generation has proved, is that the globalists that run everything, including football, will do what they like. You will be subservient to them. They will have a Super League. They will play games in foreign lands.
They'll only do this if we don't stand up.
And the thing is, T, I don't think that the fans will stand up. Let's talk about VAR. There's a meeting on June the 6th, an AEGM, and Wolverhampton Wanderers have took it to the table. Let's get rid of VAR. The Premier League don't want to get rid of VAR. I'm guessing UEFA and FIFA also don't want the Premier League to get rid of VAR. But the football clubs can vote to get rid of VAR. It'll be very interesting to see how those votes go. Now, if the clubs vote that they want to keep VAR and the fans don't, every football fan going to a Premier League game should boycott it. And then they won't have VAR.
The managers should stop complaining about VAR if they keep it in.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And to be fair,
the pundits, the lot of them, should stop criticising it.
Absolutely.
But I'll say it, a lot of people won't say it.
Yeah.
It's not being controversial.
No, it's not.
It's giving you facts.
Yeah.
People are cheating with the VAR.
Yeah.
Even referees cheat, regardless of what they say, referees cheat. Some referees will cheat.
It's open for corruption, 100%.
Right? Where there's money involved in anything.
Yeah, betting syndicates, etc., etc.
I mean, it's been proved that referees got caught cheating.
Absolutely.
It's been proven.
Yeah.
There's been suspensions.
Yeah.
So if we're not allowed to question or ask questions on certain decisions, that's telling you it's like a voting system.
Of course it is, yeah.
You can't criticise it because we have to accept what it is. No, we don't have to accept.
You should.
We want honesty.
Yeah.
And if we can prove it, there's cheating there's a cheating side of it, we want to stop it.
Yeah.
Because Luton should be getting as equal check as what Liverpool gets, or Manchester United gets, or Sheffield Wednesday get. And that's what should happen.
Yeah.
Referee the game fair. If they're going to have VAR in, right? I mean, when you look at the goals, what they have crossed off this year, it's ludicrous.
I remember.
Mean, it's like a thin. Well, it's like a piece of air.
Absolutely. I remember having a conversation with Graham Pole, one of the leading referees at the time. Birmingham had drawn 1-1 with Manchester United at St Andrews, and there was a very contentious goal that United scored. And I was on 5 Live the day after. It was around Christmas. I remember I was in Moseley, one of my customers, it was snowing, I was freezing cold outside, and I was talking to Pole, and he turned round live on air and he said, It takes a very strong referee to give a decision against Manchester United at Old Trafford or Liverpool at Anfield. And I said, hang on, you're a referee. Your job is to be impartial. Your job is to be brave. And that was then, and this is now. And I don't think
But I
anything
would say
changes.
this. But I would say this again, Gabby. Sorry for interrupting you.
You crack on, T.
Money talks.
100% it does, yeah.
So if he's got to, we don't know, right? But if he's been told, do not change that decision, else you lose your job, right? Lots of people got the vaccine, else they're going to lose their job.
Yeah.
So that is a big worry to somebody like me. I'd sort of be skinned do what they tell me I've got to do.
Yeah. Absolutely. But again, it's happened before. It may be happening now. It'll happen in the future. Football is at a crossroads. I think we're in very, very, very interesting times. And you can't get 2 points into a pint glass. You can't have all your Champions Leagues, Europa Leagues, all the rest of the leagues, plus your Premier League, plus everything else. Something's got to give. And I think within a couple of seasons, it will. Absolutely. I think something will give.
And I'm sorry again to all these what's listening. But it's not just the football is in a mess. The world's in a mess.
Yeah.
When you get men competing in women's sports, athletics and football, it not only it's sickening.
The world's
women
in a mess.
have fought for years.
Yeah.
To get where they are.
You know the world's in a mess.
Do I agree that they should get paid, say, as men? No, I don't agree with it.
Paying what they're worth.
But if they get it, good luck to them.
Yeah.
And these globalists are going to put men into it, so it takes it away from them. They're earning that kind of money.
Yep, it's absolutely ridiculous.
It's not only sickening, it's disgusting.
It is. And we know that the world's in a mess when women of today have penises. It really is crazy. It's a mad old world, mate.
Gabby,
it's a mad world.
There's no woman with a penis.
No, there's not. I'm having a laugh.
I know you are.
But there's some identified as women that have got breasts and penises. Right. It's an absolute mixed up world. But in my world,
right? No politician should be in charge of a city, a village, or whatever. If he can't divide or she can't can't
decide.
What I'm looking for now.
Decide what a male and a female is.
Man and a woman is.
Absolutely. And if they don't know, please go back to your biology teacher, and they will inform you.
Hang on, don't go back to them because it's them what convincing them they don't.
I mean, biology teachers about 20, 30 years ago, T, when the world was a normal world of biology. But my magic moments, T, I also picked John Duran's strike, Duran. In fact, I was absolutely knackered that night. I was enjoying the Villa game. I thought Villa played really well. I thought the two defences were awful at times. As you say, it's a game of mistakes. Villa didn't take their chances.
Both teams went to attack.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean,
when both
Carlos
teams go
missed
to
that.
Attack, you're going to get more mistakes.
It was, and it was a really good game. It was end to end. I was enjoying. And you know what? I was so tired. We went out on a piss on Sunday.
I've seen it all.
And I fell asleep.
All your coloured cocktails and all your coloured drinks. I hope Gabby gets an hangover now for Tuesday or Wednesday.
I tell you what, I've only just started recovering, and it's Thursday afternoon.
Let me tell you something. When you go out with the men, or when you go out with the women who can drink, and you can't, don't even join in. Are you listening?
No, absolutely, 100%. Some people are animals. My missus borders that. She can drink far more than what I can. But John Duran,
my sister-in-law, she's the same. Unbelievable for a woman.
I don't know.
But she never looks drunk.
No, my missus will get up as fresh as a daisy in the morning. I'm going, oh my God, I got to go to work. I do enjoy drinking, but I don't like the day after. But the day after Duran scored that, and that his first goal. I thought, what a strike. He absolutely leathered that. I've seen glimpses of Duran this season. I thought, and Tom's not a big fan of him, but he wasn't a fan of Bailey. He's not a fan of Buendia.
At times he looks well, that Duran.
I think there's
once he really settles in, he's going to be a big player for Villa.
I think there is a proper player inside Duran. I did say about Bailey, there's a proper player inside Bailey.
Yeah, he looks a lot better player this year than last.
And I think Diaby as well. I think there's a player inside Diaby. I know he gets a lot of stick, and the Villa faithful, the jury's out with Diaby. But I think give him another season, I think he'll come good. I think there's some great players on
I
Villa's
think even
books.
the ardent Villa fan wouldn't have expected them to finish fourth this year.
No,
And at
no,
times they've played some great football. I mean, they went to Arsenal all the week.
yeah,
And destroyed Arsenal.
and the way they played against
And
Man City,
probably that's what may have cost them league title.
I think without a doubt. I mean, that was a pivotal
Who was the
moment.
kid who scored? Unbelievable
Ollie
little chip.
Watkins, Ollie,
Yeah, absolutely brilliant.
superb. But again, throughout the season, I mean, Aston Villa have played some great football, and they fully deserve it of finishing in fourth place. Got a difficult game on Sunday, final game of the Premier League season. And my other two magic moments.
Who they got on Sunday?
They got Crystal Palace. Michael
Yeah,
Elise
playing well,
is
them,
on fire. He's one of my magic moments. I mean, the goal he scored against the Wolves, he just cut in, curled it round, no goal celebrations.
Brilliant.
Just like, I don't know what you're getting excited about. I do that every day of my life. That's what my job is. I'm a footballer. And Kevin De Bruyne's pass for Haaland's goal, I thought that was
Tapping.
great. And he just puts it on there, KDB pass. And in Foden's control, there was a couple of glimpses.
He has done everything in the game like that to Kevin De Bruyne, hasn't he?
Just
With
great
his passing,
player. Yeah.
His box to box, you can say, his technical side of it. He's got a brain, a proper football brain.
And also as well, you wouldn't necessarily call him an athlete, would you? He has this language style of running.
You won't call him an athlete as we see athletes in the game.
He just looks like a natural, proper footballer. That, yes, he's athletic. Of course he is. He has to run about 10 mile a game. So he's athletic. But he's a footballer with great football skills. He's not toned and got muscle on muscle mass.
You don't look at him and say, you don't look at him as though, what an athlete.
No, I don't.
We see some average players and they go, what an athlete
exactly,
he is.
Yeah.
You look at him, you think, what a footballer.
Exactly.
He's one of the best midfield players the Premier League have ever seen. That's what you look at him at.
100%, too. 100% a proper footballer who's led his team to great success over the years. And you're right, I think arguably the greatest player in the Premier League of modern. I mean, football did start.
As any player, he's one of these what you'd want in your team straight away.
Of course he is. I mean, football did start, and we are just talking about the Premier League because it is Kevin De Bruyne and that, and we can't.
How can Liverpool get rid of Chelsea get rid of Salah
and him
and De Bruyne? Don't give me that at a young age. That's bad. Whoever that is, whoever decided to let him go.
Mourinho.
That is shocking.
Yeah, Mourinho. He said, "Well, I want to play first team football. I ain't getting it here. I want to go." So he went to Werder Bremen, didn't he? But as a manager, going, "All right, I'll loan you." There's no way you're leaving. I mean, this is what Pep Guardiola's done with Phil Foden.
Yeah.
You ain't leaving. I'll loan you out if you want to, but you'll learn more here. Just bide your time and do as I'm telling you, and you'll be okay, son. But I think with Mourinho, he's a different.
Mourinho always had a strong 6 foot type of player, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
They weren't his type of players.
No, and probably looked at him and thought, yeah, he looks all right, but he ain't going to be a great Mr. Chelsea.
And he got away with it because Chelsea won trophies, and they were a good team. I won't not take that away from him. I mean, he had got something about him.
Absolutely.
Mourinho, but he's lost that magic touch where players lost that little bit of respect for him now. Whereas Guardiola, he'll go on to his next club. It's the only time he's going to lose that respect once his teams are not winning on a regular basis.
And this is what happens, isn't it? Mind you, he's very animated, isn't he, when he's watching the game? I mean, here he was, like, lying on his back, he's up and down. You can tell that he's nervous. His spit is absolutely pure white. So his mouth must be as dry as a badger's arse. But fair play to him.
Every team that they play against. I've got now what it is boring to watch. Not Manchester City. It's boring to watch the games they're playing in because the teams are just pathetic.
Although, to be fair, Tottenham did come out and make a fist of it. I thought it was an half-decent game last night.
What I'm talking about in general.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Generally speaking, they just go and defend.
His teams, he's not going to change.
No.
And he'll get it right because the only way you're going to get it right is going to get defenders what can defend.
Yep.
Right? And if he gets that right, his teams are always going to be great to watch because they'll score goals.
Yep.
And then they won't concede as many.
Yep.
Because all I've heard them talk about now, come to end of the season, they've conceded far too many goals from dead ball scenarios, corner kicks, free kicks, that type of thing. You know, and he ain't got a plan B. Well, all great teams don't have a plan B. The plan A works.
Yeah. If plan A ain't working, improve plan A. Forget the plan B. You ain't going to start, lumping the ball if you like Manchester City.
What does plan B do? Tell me, what does plan B do?
It doesn't, does it? You improve plan A. That's your philosophy on football.
You might get the odd goal by hitting a long ball.
Exactly. What's the point? You just improve plan A. So, you've got your players that run. If it ain't working, it ain't your game today. You're off, and we put the subs on.
Next year they'll come up with another word.
Oh, they're always
they'll all be using it. I don't know what it'll be, but they'll come up with one.
Yeah, they do. It's like colours of fashion, isn't it? They will decide what you will wear, and they'll put it out in all the shops and stores, etc. Market it on the television, the radio, and the sheep will just go and do it because that's what people do.
Our Thomas come in last night. He said, "Oh, listen to Joey Barton." He said, Joey was on about they don't have the centre halves. I said, Thomas, we've never won since '66, right? And we've had some great players, but we've never picked.
Yeah.
Tony Adams and them are great players. When you're knocking balls up, they are. That's their game.
Yeah.
That is their game, coming and ending it and going through people.
Now,
when we look at the Europeans, how they fetch the ball out from the back, we have a problem because we haven't got the good enough players to do it.
Yeah.
So it looks bad.
Yeah.
And the fans become a bag of nerves, and it makes the players become a bag of nerves.
Absolutely, and
because some of the players don't want to do it because I don't want to get abused by the fans.
No, and in our game in the Premier League, lots of the teams press high up the pitch. So if a team's pressing, when you're looking at some of the foreign games, their teams don't press as much. So if there's a team that ain't pressing, you're allowed to bring it out from the back without much pressure. But in the Premier League, you don't get that time and space on the ball, so mistakes happen. And you're right, there's only a certain amount of teams and players that actually can play out from the back. But why on earth they all try and do that? But good luck to them. If it works for you, it works. If it don't, tough shit. But Palace are on fire. They are the form team, and Aston Villa must be really happy that they've already
Chelsea's
got that.
On fire and all now. They're winning 1-0.
Are they really? Way at Brighton, aren't they?
Yeah.
And Manchester United, of course, they all getting wet there tonight, by the way, against Newcastle. They took the brollies, the Newcastle fans. And the wellies. I don't
know. I've come into bed, Joe, because I dropped watching it, so I can't talk. And people obviously listen to them talking and TV being on, so that's why I come in bedroom right away.
Old Trafford, did you see the waterfall? It's the 5th tallest in England, apparently. Sorry, the 4th tallest in England.
You're on about the game of the day?
Yeah, the waterfall.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't it piss down? Never seen nothing like
that. That place, I've never known a city like that one for rain.
No, absolutely. Rains more at Manchester than anywhere else, don't it? I mean, blimey, talking about a leaky roof, dear God.
Unbelievable. I mean, they haven't got a strike tonight.
I don't know about strike. They need a fucking plumber the weekend. But no, I mean, he's put Rasmus Højlund on the bench, hasn't he? He's benched him. He still reckons they're one of the most entertaining teams. He's going to be doing his lap of honour, and the fans love him and want him to stay. I don't know what he's been smoking, Ten Hag, but good luck to him. I think he's got more front than Blackpool tea.
Hang on, I don't know about him smoking, but we are smoking because he's seen a different game of football than what we see. When he said we played well.
I know but again, that's sometimes in football and football management, they do come out with such garbage. Mind you, having said that, I mean the fans last night, Manchester City and Tottenham. Have you ever heard or seen anything quite like it? Celebrating goals against your team, want your team to get beat, and even like I posted up on the Curran View earlier. City till.
And to listen to the rest of this podcast, head on over to www.patreon.com/SRB Media. Thank you.